Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharane Nivises Sunyavari Bhaskya Deshitarane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Shri Radha Shivasadi Shri Gauravatavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaiva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear viewers. So we are following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, who is teaching us how to follow in the footsteps of Rupa Raghunath Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And from them, we are learning how to follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy is primarily based on the simple words and direct message of Lord Krishna, which are found in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And this is called Gita Upanishad or Upanishad, Gita Upanishad. In the Puranas, like Bhagavat Purana, we have so many beautiful verses that confirm the words of Lord Krishna and Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, the Kumaras, many great sages all speak and they declare that Krishna, yes, in fact, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we definitely want to listen closely to the words of Lord Krishna because they will cut through all illusion. What is what is yet, what is what, and what is not. Krishna cuts through all the illusion. So the greatest illusion that we are suffering from in this material world, from the highest planet down to the lowest, Brahmana Bhuvana Loka, is that every living being is identifying with the material body. This is called conditioned life. So there are so many bodies, so many different species, and then the individual transmigrates from body to body. All this is nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita. And whatever body the living entity has, he becomes very identified with it. Oh, this is me. This is my body. This is my family. This is my country. This is my sex. This is me in every respect. And this is called conditioned life. So if we are identifying with the different phases of the material body, then we are suffering in the conditioned life. So all beings suffer in the material world. Even Lord Brahma, all beings that identify with the body suffer. So Krishna Consciousness teaches us how not to identify with the body, that we should not identify the self with the body. Self is eternal, unborn, undying, impregnable, indestructible, small, very tiny spark of pure life, pure consciousness. It's an aspect of Brahman, Krishna, Brahman, and is not born when the body is born, doesn't die when the body is dies. We have to understand this most important aspect of the philosophy, and we have to strive to understand that we are not the body. Instead, Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Nitya Krishna Das. We are the eternal servant of Lord Krishna. So when Lord Chaitanya says eternal, immediately that means we're not the body, because the body is not eternal. Now, the science of Krishna consciousness, we learn that the living being, we are jiva, and we are always needing a body, because we are not independent like Krishna. We are dependent. So we must always have a body, whether it be a spiritual body or material body. But we cannot remain just as spirit sparks. We cannot remain just a part of the Brahma Jyoti without a body, because that is not a permanent place, not a permanent shelter, because we are dependent due to our size that is very tiny. So we must have some body, either in the material world or the spiritual world. So that is the choice, what type of body we will have. And we need to understand this point. So in Krishna consciousness, we are under the direction of the authorized Acharya. We are going for this spiritual body, because we know that this material identification is very painful. It is full of suffering. So we do not want to remain in this conditioned state, birth after birth. And during the life, we do not want to remain in the conditioned state, because all we're doing is meditating on the body. So body is absolutely guaranteed to be a suffering place. Sometimes it appears to be joyful, but then immediately there's suffering. So you can never get out of this suffering state of duality, the body. And it is a greatly limiting facility. Is not meant for sense gratification. So if we engage earnestly in Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of Lord Krishna, he will unravel our attachment to the three modes of material nature, and we will reduce our suffering to nothing, just like it is explained in Shastra that this entire delusion is like an ocean of suffering that can be reduced to the amount of water shrunk that can fit inside the hoof print of a calf. Means that when the water is reduced by that much, it's easy to step over the ocean of illusion. So otherwise, it is impossible. We cannot unravel in any materialistic fashion from the conditioned life. No matter how much science or medicine advances, it is impossible to cross over the ocean of illusion, because this body is working under the laws of nature. But as Prabhupada has given and told us, that these foolish scientists and pharmaceutical companies are trying hard to maintain the body forever, and it is not possible. The body is destined to die, so it should be kept in healthy state as much as possible by regulation. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, regulation will reduce the amount of suffering. We should not be engaging in unnecessary sense gratification. Just regulate your intake of food, regulate your sleep, your eating, and this way you can reduce suffering in the best possible way. And then Prabhupada explains that the time that we have in wakefulness should be used for cultivating our attachment for Lord Krishna. This is the method that is recommended by Lord Krishna, by Lord Chaitanya, to unravel ourselves from the tight bonds of the ropes that are binding us to the three gunas: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So we are tightly bound by those ropes. They're likened to ropes, these gunas, and they can only be unraveled by increasing our attachment to Krishna. So when we increase our attachment to Krishna, we are seeking the Lord's association, and we are petitioning him, please engage me in your devotional service that I may become your pure devotee. So you kindly engage all my senses nicely in your service. And Prabhupada explained to us that as soon as this type of prayer, this Hare Krishna mantra, is uttered in this way, then Krishna, being all benign, all good, he is so kind to those who call upon him in this way. He cuts to pieces all the ropes of attachment that we have. All the affection for the material body is finished. That is the thing. He finishes this illusory affection for the body, and instead he transfers our affection to him, his body. So we are interested not in our body, but Krishna's body. So if we become attached to our Krishna, who's playing his flute and engaging in nice pastimes with his gopis and cowherd boyfriends and mother, father, like this, if we become attached to the pastimes of the Lord and desire his association, then our affection for our body becomes dissolved, and we become transcendentally situated in love of God. That is a very transcendental, selfless state where our love for Krishna is greater than our love for ourselves. In the conditioned state, everyone is obsessed with loving their own body. So it is a very selfish state of existence. But in Krishna consciousness, it is just the opposite. All the devotees are so much in love with Krishna that they don't think of themselves first. This is very important to understand. They think of Krishna first. This is called prem. When you fall so deeply in love with Krishna, you don't care for yourself. Krishna's first. And that is the beauty of giving up this body in Krishna consciousness. You can relish this type of ecstasy where Krishna is first in your life. He's the first love. You see, in the material light world, this body is our first love. Oh, I must protect my body. I'm in love with my body. How do I look today? How do I feed my body, dress my body? This obsessive compulsiveness with one's body, that is the pinnacle of conditioned life. And so the opposite is when we are obsessed with loving Krishna. Oh, Krishna, is he tired, or do his feet hurt when he is walking through the forest? What is he doing now? How I can engage myself in being with Krishna, in serving him, and thinking of what he would like to do next. How I can be of service to my Lord. This way, we're never thinking of ourselves, because that is a complete waste of time. We have no Leela worth thinking about. The superior Leela, the only real Leela, is that of Lord Krishna. He is the supreme charming person, the Swayam Bhagavan. And so getting rid of all this conditioned thinking is a great blessing coming from Lord Krishna. The thinking is the mind is thinking all the time of our body. And when the Lord blesses us, the thinking changes. Now I'm thinking all the time of Krishna automatically. You read about this phenomenon in the Bhagavatam, how the Lord's devotees, even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in the 10th chapter, Opulence of the Absolute, the four primary or nuggets, the most important verses in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains that those who worship me in love, they are tushanti cha, ramante cha, always chanting my glories. They're happy in this state. And so we see that same mentality in the Bhagavatam of the great devotees, up to Radharani, who is so obsessed in thinking of Krishna that her particular thinking and obsessiveness is called man, which is an unusual, where she's literally obsessed. Krishna, where are you now? Where are you now? You're coming to me. No, you're not. Yes, you're coming. You're not. She's always in this state of uncertainty. Krishna's mine, but maybe he's not. He's with another gopi. When will he come? And she exhibits this most amazing thinking of the Lord constantly. So we cannot be Radharani, but we can follow in her footsteps and understand that once we are finished by Krishna's grace with this false identity with thinking of the body, then we can use the body in the service of the Lord and not meditate on it. We can understand it as just a vehicle, and our mind can remain absorbed on the Brahman platform in spiritual thoughts of Krishna. You see, the impersonalist, he strives for the Brahman platform, which is no identification with the body, but he wants to identify with this impersonal nothingness of God. But he cannot think of this. He can experience to some degree, but there's no thinking because there's nirguna. There's no qualities. You cannot think of an impersonal Brahman. It is beyond thought. It is simply a state of being. But the devotee in the Brahman state, when we are liberated from the bodily platform, we can think of Krishna. See, the impersonalist doesn't understand this because he thinks Krishna's form is imaginary, and we do not. We taste love of God. We taste it. And so we are not against thinking of Krishna in the Brahman state. So then our thoughts are beautiful all day. We're happy. We're not saddened by anything. We're only focusing on our deep relationship with Lord Krishna. And this way our time goes by so nicely, and we're not concerned that they're getting old. But the impersonalist, he cannot stay on that Brahman platform because he's not thinking of Krishna. So after some time of being in a state of nothingness, he must return to his bodily identity. And he tries to overcome the suffering of bodily identity by being a good individual, by giving in charity, by opening hospitals, by giving in this way. He tries to become detached. But we know that the only way to really be detached is to be in love with Krishna. Then you can think of Krishna and the gopis and the cowherd boys and Mother Jashoda and the Lord's form, and all these things come into the mind very easily and very naturally, because Jivera Sarupa Hoy Nitya Krishna Das, everyone is originally servant and associate of Lord Krishna. So it is natural to think of Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. This is a quality that only Krishna has, It cannot be attributed to Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, any demigod, and even Lord Narayan, who is also all attractive. He does not engage in the type of Leela that Lord Krishna does. So Lord Krishna is more attractive than even Lord Narayan. So because he's so attractive, it is very difficult once you are engaged in pure devotional service. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, your mind does not deviate like a lamp in a windless place. The mind becomes fixed, and all of the conclusions or the goals of yoga can easily be achieved in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada explains that we do not engage in any other yoga in order to prepare ourselves or to advance to Krishna consciousness, because bhakti is complete. Whereas the other types of yogis, hatha, raj, karma, gyan, dhyan, all these different types of yoga, they are actually incomplete because they contain some bhakti, but they are mixed with other purposes and other goals. So they're using bhakti to attain certain goals. Whereas in Krishna consciousness, we are using only bhakti to attain the goal of loving Krishna. And so it is the perfect yoga. So the goal of all religion and yoga practice is to fall in love with Krishna and to give up the identification with the material body, which is the cause of all of our suffering. So this is, as Prabhupada has described, the bodily identification is the sand in the sweet rice. So we are chanting and dancing and hearing philosophy, but as long as we are on the bodily platform, then our bhakti is mixed. So we should know that what is our level of advancement. We should take an inventory of where we're at and know that there are levels to achieve. So just like a mango, Prabhupada described, requires ripening, and just like a pregnant woman requires time, 9 months, similarly, we also, as devotees, require time to ripen in our bhakti. And when we are ripe, then the identity with the body is dissolved. So from moment to moment, when we are in the unconditioned state, we will not see anything any longer through the eyes of our material body, but we will see everything through the eyes of a Brahman realized devotee. And on this pure platform, which is our original state, we can engage and develop our confidential relationship with Krishna. So we should never give up hope. Hope that we can not attain this platform in one lifetime, because we certainly can. All we need to do is apply ourselves with enthusiasm and based on our following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, by following his directives, we can be certain that we can reach the spiritual goal in one lifetime. This is not a multi-lifetime requirement, because the Hare Krishna mantra is so powerful in this age of Kali. We don't have to wait and say, oh, I cannot do this chanting like you devotees. It's too much time. It's too much. I cannot take initiation. I maybe in the future life. But number one, the best time is right now, because you do not know what the future will hold. And B, even if you continue trying to enjoy the material world and avoid your duty of Krishna consciousness, you must at some point engage fully in Krishna consciousness. It's only a matter of when. So Prabhupada said to us, don't make me come back, meaning we can become Krishna conscious in one life. If we have chanted sufficiently and read Prabhupada's books sufficiently and engaged our senses sufficiently, then we can please Srila Prabhupada and not come back again to this material world. On the other side, they are waiting for us in Gokul. They are preparing for those of us that have given up our bodily identity. We have surrendered Sarvadharma Parityaja. We have surrendered our life, which is our very body. If we've given it up, then Krishna is preparing for us another body. By taking our birth in the womb of a gopi in Gokul, next life, we will be given a spiritual body which does not have the limitations of our present body. And that is the highest freedom that we can attain as a Jivatma. In this way, when we have that birth, we will see Krishna face to face for the first time and engage with him and hold his hand and embrace him and love him as much as the other Vaishnava pure devotees in Vrindavan. So this is the goal of Krishna consciousness. We need to be certain of this, and there's no limit as to who can attain this platform. Everyone is expected to attain Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada has said, all my disciples should be guru. Just see what Prabhupada is saying. Yes, he has said if just one disciple becomes a pure devotee, my life mission is completed. But on the other hand, he said all of my disciples should be guru, meaning he's not intending that just one, but all of us can surrender, can be pure devotees. It's not limited. There is no limit. It's only a matter of our sincerity and our understanding, which is given to us. Even our understanding of the philosophy will change over time. It will deepen. When I first became a devotee, I had a propensity for reading. So I'm reading Nectar Devotion. I read the entire book several times. Bhagavad Gita, made notes, memorized, read through the Bhagavatam, read Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I can honestly say that my mind was so clouded that I could not understand what was being said. Still, I read. And it takes time for the cloud, Prabhupada said, in the mind to clear. So we have to understand that in the beginning, this entire process is still foreign to us. It's new, but it will not remain new. It's only new in the beginning, and then over time, we become very familiar and very quickly. And so the depth of the mantra, the chanting, and everything we're doing becomes more and more understandable, and therefore more and more relishable. All we need to do, Prabhupada said, is stay in the sunshine of Krishna consciousness. Don't go outside. Don't leave, Prabhupada said. Don't go away. Stay in the movement. give this one life to Krishna. This was Prabhupada's deepest desire for us. He could not say anything more that was more compassionate than that. You see, we have the freedom. No one is stopping us from leaving Krishna consciousness and giving up the practice. At any moment, one can give it up, wash off his tilak, leave, and never say hello again to Krishna, or go to the temple. You can eat meat, you can forget Prabhupada. That freedom is there. No one can stop you. This is voluntary. But Prabhupada is begging, we please cooperate together. Push on together, he said. This Krishna consciousness, Sadhu Sangha, work together and spread Krishna consciousness and imbibe it, learn it, become what you are preaching. Prabhupada told us like this. And then help others, teach others, non-devotees, make them devotees, and devotees who are new, help them become an asset like that. So I am trying to please Srila Prabhupada with these YouTube videos. I'm trying to return to my spiritual master something to others as to what he has given me. And there are those that are hearing what I'm saying and they're benefiting, because these words are coming from Srila Prabhupada. They're not my words. I'm only uttering what Prabhupada has taught me and what Prabhupada has explained to me of Lord Krishna. This is the only thing I know, and that is what I'm speaking. And so I know if you can hear what I'm saying, if you can listen and watch this video, the words that I'm giving will penetrate into your heart and help you to overcome your material identification. It will cut that identification. It will cut it just like a axe or Krishna's Sudarshan chakra can cut off the head of the demon and separate his head from his body. Lord Chaitanya did not need the Sudarshan chakra in this age. He spared Jagai and Madai. With his Sudarshan chakra, he was going to eliminate, cut off their head. He was going to separate their head from their body. And Lord Nityananda said, no, that is not how we are going to proceed in this age of Kali. Based on your compassion, Lord Chaitanya, we will separate the bad part of the living being from the good part through the chanting process. We will transform the rough and the lower modes of nature into pure sattva and Sudasattva by this chanting. We will transform Sudras into real Brahmins. And this is the mission of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada, how we can develop our character into such a high state that we actually can represent the Supreme Lord. So that is our mission. When we first came to Krishna consciousness at the age of 18 going on 19, I was a hippie, and I had hippie mentality, long hair, drug use, illicit sexual connections. So I was low quality, ruffian, hippie, illusion, all this. No Vaishnavism, nothing, nothing. I did have an interest in impersonal meditation, but my character was blemished. So over time, one's character becomes improved, refined. And this is the process, Krishna consciousness. Character becomes refined, purified. All the qualities of the Brahman are mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, and we actually develop those Brahminical qualities. So Prabhupada has explained to us, I am making Brahmins because in this age of Kali, there is no head to the society. There are no Brahmins that are speaking the absolute truth. Therefore, the society is headless. There is no direction. I'm trying to give direction, Prabhupada said. I'm trying to make Brahmins. There are no Kshatriya or monarch kings that are Krishna conscious to protect the people from the thieves and the rogues and the lower elements. There is criminality everywhere. There are no proper kings like in the Vedic times. There is no agrarian Vaishyas that are properly executing yajna or contributing to the sacrifices. Cow protection is not there. The Vaishya is known for protecting cows. Trishi Goraksha, Varninam. There's no protection of cows. Instead, they're killing the cows like anything and using the meat. So there's no Vaishya. Therefore, Prabhupada said, everyone is less than Sudra, echoing the same statement of Lord Chaitanya. So it is so difficult in this age, but by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's inaugurated this Hare Krishna chanting. He's made it easy. So simply by chanting and singing the Lord's names, even a buffoon, a lower than Sudra, can become a great, highly qualified devotee of the Lord. This is also the sentiment in some of the songs of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, that we are low, but we can become high by simply surrendering and singing these beautiful names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sound of Lord Krishna. Beautiful. And so we can say these names and become attached, and we can float in an ocean of pure qualities of the Lord. So this is the blessing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu upon us. And everyone should take shelter of the Hare Krishna mantra to swim in an ocean of the qualities of Lord Krishna. So I'm going to stop here. And if you have questions, you can ask those questions. Or if you want to make a comment, you can ask comment. You can make a comment in the YouTube video. I'm very thankful for the fact that more and more people are watching this video. And I ask that you subscribe and become a regular listener. You will help me to increase my presentation and make it more effective and more transcendental, because Krishna, who's the greatest, better than me, better than you, he is the number one. He will make my videos and my presentation better and better to serve all of my listeners and viewers. So I beg you, with straw in my mouth, subscribe to this channel. Help me help to make this channel greatly successful, so that I can feel inspiration from the Lord to give better and better presentations to you so that you can very quickly advance in Krishna consciousness as soon as possible. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.